Welcome back to the show. It's been a while. I know we keep saying we're gonna do better, but I promise you this time we're gonna really try to be more consistent. We have a working plan in order to keep everything going.
We got you, man. We got two different working schedules, so we got to find time to meet. We're working on the schedule now.
Right.
Seems like we got an ideal on when we can record and put out good content.
Yeah.
So
next year, next year I think we're gonna hit the ground running. So be on the lookout. Keep looking out for this podcast. But we also have more educational videos that won't have the same dynamic we have here.
Yep, I think y'all are going to enjoy what we have in store for y'all.
Do you think they're gonna enjoy it? We gotta get used to this, man.
As you see, we out of practice.
Yeah,
we're gonna get right.
Today we are talking about Kanye West, and we waited for a while. One, due to our schedule, and two, just to see how things transpired, because we knew it was only a matter of time.
But,
Watching his history of what was gonna go on.
We probably did something now.
He might drop some new heat, but after that Alex Jones interview, I was like, I don't know what more this man needs to say for y'all to get a full understanding of who he is. But that's who we're gonna be talking about today. And
like, comment, and subscribe. You're with a Patreon right now. We're gonna take care of you.
Yes, sir. I'm
TK. I thought
we suck. We suck.
I'm TK, aka what's my man's name?
Where you going with the Caligula?
Yeah.
Caligula? Caligula?
Yeah.
I get it because the K part is.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I got you.
Yeah, it was the struggle within that.
I feel you. And I'm Darius, aka Dericles, and this is Mind the Gap. They just gotta keep getting these till we get it right. All right, man. Where you wanna start with this, Kanye? Because this last month been very dense.
Yeah.
You want to start how it started off from the beginning? Because it started off with what not the tweet.
No.
See,
we didn't even talk about that, did we?
Yeah. How did it start? I think it started off with him.
We can start at the tweet.
We can start. Because he was already saying some other stuff. I think the Death Con is what threw him over. Threw him over the edge. But I think he was already
it was the White Lives Matter thing.
Yeah, that's what started.
Yeah,
that's what started.
The White Lives Matter.
And then people was riding for him then, which I didn't understand.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that we need more prominent black leaders. You know what I'm saying? Do we? I would say we do better. Because what's got me upset about this is how it's revealing how divided the black community can be about this one figure. And I can understand us debating the philosophy of Stokely Carmichael, Martin Luther King, trying to pick the side between Malcolm X or whatever. But the being that I don't think we should be split over is Kanye West. I do not think Kanye West is one. I think he's a contrarian. I think, like you suggested in the past, he's right. The clock can be right two times a day, but 98% of the other time, it's just random numbers. You know what I'm saying?
For me especially, Brad, it's just blatantly obvious that this is not a person that we should be listening to. He has said on multiple occasions, I am not myself and I cannot control myself when I'm not on my medicine. Mm-hmm. He has said I have not been on my medicine, if I'm not mistaken, for 2 years. So for me, it's why are we listening to a person that's clearly, for me, is having a manic episode?
Yeah.
So it's
and it seems to be getting worse.
And it's not so much that we're divided on this thing. It's just why are we still paying attention to this this mental health crisis that this person is going through, and we listen to it as something that we need to follow.
You don't think it's creating some division?
I mean, of course, I think it's creating division, but it's not a big thing because no matter what comes out, it's always going to be division. Mm-hmm. We always fight over the small, the thing that we were just talking about, the Deion Sanders thing. We're going to divide on that. We're going to divide on what color some car look good in, or who should do what with their money. The vision part of that, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that we sitting here having a discussion about somebody who's having an episode.
Yeah.
As if this person is having this is normal.
Mm-hmm.
And because this person says, like I said, something right every now and again. You have, like you say, you got to take this person as a whole,
right, and not just like the stuff you like from. Cause that's what my issue is, that Kanye. What was the thing people was rallying behind him initially for? Not just, well, some people,
it's slavery's choice.
Slavery's choice, but some people had a issue with that we were initially divided over.
Mm-hmm.
Some people was agreeing with. I mean, I get what he's saying. It's like how I feel about. I feel similar to how I feel about people look at Trump that I do Kanye.
Absolutely.
As Kanye West.
You see me post that. I was like,
it's like I'm tired of like these Kanye and Trump whisperers like trying to decipher what this man is saying, like except for just saying what, like just accepting what he said.
He said,
especially after this Alex Jones interview, but we'll talk about it a little bit later, where he's just blatantly like, this is what it is. People still like, no, I get what he's saying, blase blah, instead of just accepting this man for who he is in his totality. Just because he said something you agree with right now,
don't mean all the other stuff that he said wasn't bullshit.
As a whole, his actions, what he's been saying, is he's not well.
No, he's not.
The man not well.
I don't understand that. That's the problem I have, is like we are listening to somebody that we clearly, if anybody else was talking like this would be like, this person's having an episode.
If I'm on the side of the road saying the stuff he's saying, people are gonna be like, that guy's got a problem.
I think that's the problem too, man. They don't know. They keep using this genius thing, and they and him too, as far as I'm concerned. I think they seen something on TV or something somewhere where how a genius portrayed on screen, and he's acting like it, and then people portray that into what he's doing. Oh, that's how genius is at. But there's a group of geniuses that meet, like, I think once a year, once a month or something. I forgot what that group is called. You can sit on there and listen or watch them have conversations.
Right.
Ain't none of them doing that. Like, it's
nobody acting like that.
Nobody acting crazy, man. Yeah. And it's
that's something different than genius.
I told you he said his doctor diagnosed him with schizophrenia or something. So it's like
bipolar.
Bipolar, my bad. I'm gonna put that on.
Yeah, don't put that on.
Yeah, don't want to put that on.
Don't put that on him. The Jewish media said I was schizophrenic.
Said schizophrenic because he was talking to that damn net.
You know the Netanyahu, man, y'all. Like it's just the ways that people are defending him. I have an issue with. Like people, especially after this Alex Jones interview, I don't want to hear anybody talk about taking clips out of context. Because Kanye West does not provide context for anything he says. That man can't make a coherent thought without jumping to something else.
Boy,
in the next 2 minutes.
Questions, bro.
You can't press him. You can't do anything, but he'll just divert it. Like you'll be like, so how do you feel about Nazis? Or like, do you think? Well, what do you say? Is Hitler a bad guy? And then he'll say, just kind of.
Bruh, he started talking about that other shit, bruh. Come on, man. That was a softball one.
He'd be talking. You ask him a straight question. He'd be like, "I know they tried to arrest me."
Yeah, bro. I was asking you about your.
Well, I'm gonna ask you about your house while you move next. I know they tried to arrest me. It's like, but the question.
I forgot what the hell he asked that man. That man just jumped on to something else. Because he done it so many times in that damn interview. But instead, to go back to the White Lives Matter thing. And for me, it wasn't such a big deal because it's Kanye. Like it's kind of like, well, in my mind when I first seen it, I was like, okay, we don't respect Kanye no more, right? We just let him do it. Wrong again.
Wrong again. You know what I'm saying? He said that whole visual was nasty of him with the white lives, him next to Candace Owens. That nasty whole work. Visual was nasty work, bro.
Nasty work. Bro.
And then he's like, nobody's paying. He got like the joke. Nobody's paying attention to like putting the white lives on. It's like because you know what that means. Yeah. You know what you're doing with that.
Why he act like that when he was talking crazy about Big Sean and all the people on Drink Channels? The people were still clicking on him.
Yeah,
he's still one of the most entertaining people to watch and hear and stuff like that. So don't try to make it seem like it was only that. But when it comes to stuff like that, I thought people was like, okay, well he's doing something crazy. You having a fashion show in mud or you wearing the old clothes and slavery look clothes and stuff like that. I thought it was just something
something along with that.
Yeah, I just like he's one of that, and I think we're gonna write him off.
I thought it was nasty in the beginning, but I was like, for me, it's just like, okay, this he back at it.
He back at it.
He got the MAGA hat back on. Like it's the same dude. It's the same dude to me that was wearing the MAGA hats that was calling Trump his daddy.
Yeah,
like,
father figure,
whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's the same cat, you know what I'm saying, that's been riding with these conservatives.
I had him running his campaign, allegedly. So it's like, when I seen it, I just thought it was an automatic write-off.
Like it's like, okay, he's finally like, maybe other people.
But then I heard him talk about it, and I was like, okay, most definitely writing this off. This is an easy just blow off right here. And it wasn't. I was like, oh, y'all.
That's what's crazy to me, man. Like,
and then he went into the DEFCON,
yeah, and that's what I find interesting. The fact that he didn't know how to spell it, I don't think he even knew what it meant, but I think he knew what he thought he was saying.
That's what, yeah. He thought it was DEFCON.
Yeah, like I don't think so I can't write that off as he just misspelled. No, I think he thought that's what that meant.
Now he did try to explain himself on that on the interview. Yeah, he tried, but it was like, nah. It was like, well, I misspelled it and they got me for that. It was like, no.
Nah, bro. You knew what you meant. If nobody corrected, he would be like,
but I'm not gonna try to, be a Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that.
I'm just responding what I saw.
Yeah, so I will say, if that's the way you feel, then whatever. You still whatever you meant by it, you were still wrong.
Yeah. And these people that's like, oh, this is part of his plan. Like, why y'all keep giving? He is like the living embodiment. If you give somebody an inch, they'll take him out.
But that's a fact.
We've given this man so much room to work, bro, that we have not round this man in.
I'm enjoying it though. At first, sometimes it gets exhausted, and I have to tell myself away from it. But every time I'm looking at him, I was like, "What?" Like, and it's not so much Kanye anymore. It's his defendants, like people that's defending him, bro. It's like, bro, what? I be looking at him like, what is the next thing y'all gonna say, like
to defend?
And at this point, they really quiet.
They ain't got no. They don't have a choice to be. Before the Alex Jones interview, they ain't have a choice to be quiet. After this, this last interview just actually, like, just trying to listen to an hour of him talk.
Try to listen to 3 hours.
And like, and bro, just me in that 1 hour, and I guess the 30 minutes I just watched today, so hour 30 minutes of trying to like actually sit down. And
give him his role.
And because he is on a platform where nobody's going to stop him, he's got free reign. But when I leave an interview thinking that Alex Jones has the most sense on a panel,
I'm gonna say Alex Jones did, but Nick, he kind of knew when to kind of pull back and when not to. He was just like, I agree with you. I don't know about that. And then he kind of like, he had some spills where I was like, see, you about to get in trouble too. Like, you about to get in trouble too. So you about to be right along there. Alex Jones was doing his best, bro.
He was sweating, bro.
The funniest thing for me was some of the funniest things that Alex Jones was doing, bro. At the beginning of the interview, he was happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad that
he's gonna have him.
Yeah, he said, I'm glad to have you here. We can talk as much as we want to. You know what I'm saying? I know I said $2. I know you said $2, but if you want to be here for 4 hours, we can do for 4 hours, whatever you want to do.
He's all with it.
Bro, towards about that 2 hour mark, it was really like that 145, that 140 mark, that hour and 40. He was like, I know you got to get up out of here, man. We don't want to hold you too long, man. You holding the jet back for us? You going on that jet, man.
Couldn't handle it, bro.
So one last question. We're going to just say this.
In closing. We got 20 more minutes. In closing.
He was trying to get up out of there, bro. He was over there doing this number.
He kept throwing that man lobs, and he just kept.
You a designer, so you just like, bro, this was the funniest one. I know you missed it, bro, because it was like on down, bro. Alex Jones was like, I know you a designer, and I know you like the outfits. So, you just saying you like them because of outfits. You just, this, that, thing. He was like, oh, I love Hitler. That's what he said next.
Like that.
That's what, bro.
He said it, but the last
that was at
part,
2:15.
The last part I heard when he just outright said, "No, I like Hitler. I like Nazis."
Nazi. I like Nazis.
He said Nazis are cool.
That was the last thing.
Yeah,
the one
I was like, what? And then Alex was like, okay, what about Holocaust? He was like, the Holocaust factually did not happen like that.
Yeah, I was like,
and I was like,
see,
I don't know what more y'all need to like. Whatever you believe. He's showing you.
Alex Jones, but that stuff look look like a sitcom, bro. I don't like Nazis. I don't want to be around Nazis. I don't want to like from the fake laughing or like the ass kicking of like Nick Fuentes. Like he was just like laughing at Kanye jokes that wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Or Kanye cracking jokes and it's not like everybody having that awkward moment. Even Alex Jones was like, this ain't even Kanye.
Yeah. He's trying to get.
You gonna take off your mask? I see you a big guy. Most time on TV you don't look like a big guy. You know you tall and everything.
Like, how do we know this is really Kanye?
Take off your mask. Let us see. This ain't Kanye.
Wait.
Woo! Yo, bro.
He was like, I'm about to get sued again, bro.
Bro, it was funny, bro. You missed that too, bro. Kanye was like, because Alex Jones was saying something about, I know you're running for president. He was like, Alex, you are very good at saying stuff that can get you sued. We're not talking about that. We're not. Oh shit, bro. That interview from him pulling out the net and Yahoo. Hey, how can I say this? They don't take my money, take my cars, take this, that, and the third. I used to walk down the street singing, "When are the Clintons coming to kill me?" All that, bro.
That man was off his
rocker. He was off, bro.
He was off.
He was up off the rocker. Yeah. Like he was up, standing up.
My thing, man, is I know he likes to think like nobody control him, but man, he being used, man.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't like he get used by these white people and as a vehicle to get more attention and spread their message. That whole situation just don't sit right with me. And he don't, and like nobody. I don't think there's really anybody around him to really help that man right now.
He's out of pocket, bro. It was just like he just kept contradicting himself. Nobody knows who Tim Pool is. This, that, and third. You was on the show.
Yeah, you went to.
You knew who he was.
If nobody knows who he was, and all of a sudden, it's weird how anybody that gives him any pushback is controlled by the Jewish media.
I don't like how people like Christians too, bro. Yes, that too, bro. Christians be like, well, for me, like Christian that be like defending the stuff he said because he just used Jesus a lot. Mm-hmm. That's what pissed me off. It's just like he's saying Jesus a lot, and then even if you watch the interview, whenever he got lost in thought or like he was like sitting there, it seemed like he would like not pay attention. So when it got turned to him, he was like, I mean, I'm just with Christ, man. I'm just rocking.
He's just off, and then he just bring it back to that. Mm-hmm. I think he's deflect. I think that he uses part of that to deflect. It's like when he's like, I can't be anti-Semitic because I am Jew, whatever. Even if that's the case, other stuff you doing for me is also anti-black. So for me, either way you want to put it, you being anti-Semitic or at least anti-black in some way. Hey,
man, I don't know what
I don't know where his head is at.
I don't think he knows, bro. I think he's just moving.
Just on a train and nobody.
He says it. He said, I'm not the most educated. I come in like a battering ram.
That's another
what he say? He said, I move with more of my gut.
Yeah.
I let everybody else be.
See, that's another thing that get me. He'll admit, I don't really know what I'm talking about.
I'm a what do you say? I'm a Christian baby?
I'm a baby Christian
or something like that.
Then to me, that's like, well, then go take some time, spend a few years, study, then come out with your A game. But he like a person that get a little bit of information and then just run with it. Oh, I heard this over here. I used to be like that in some ways. I used to hear a little fact. I'm about to build a whole
theory on this.
You know what I'm saying? But it's more of like a mental exercise for us where we like, well, I'm gonna just pick a side
and then go back and forth with it.
Go back and forth with it.
I wish we could do it with this, but this is like, there's no way you defend this.
No.
Like, it's no way you can defend this. Like, even the little stuff they was doing, I'm Christian now, Like, he's saying like, bringing up Kim Kardashian and stuff that she'd have done. Just childish stuff. Saying like, something had went off in the back, and he was like, the dude, kind of like, what is that? And I was like, oh, that's just an Amber Alert. Like, I remember when I thought Amber Alert was something that my ex was doing on something on the internet crazy.
Yeah.
He was just doing like saying little stuff, and then he said, "I'm a Christian. I don't talk." And he's like, "I'm here talking through my ego.
Yeah.
I'm here talking on my ego." Then later on, I'm talking through the Bible. There's no need for ego.
There's no ego right here. But then he talked about Dave Chappelle. He said he went at the king. Mm-hmm. I'm the one at the forefront.
I'm the one for ego. Then he was like, Dave Chappelle got on a network and called me a nigga.
Yeah.
Got me on. I never did nothing like that. And then towards the interview, Alex Jones, you have nothing to say. What do you say? Something about a nigga that said all of that or something like that. He called himself one.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, you like you do this every time. The Balenciaga situation. Ain't no celebrity saying nothing about the Balenciaga situation. You get fired, and then your like campaign manager or whoever
his campaign manager is on record defending pedophilia.
So it's like, what
but
are
he
you
on the same every time? I love Milo. Don't say nothing about Milo.
Yeah. Oh man, Milo's
I'm like, but that's your campaign manager. You ain't gonna speak on his stuff. Oh, I love black people. I'm for black people. The dude you got sitting across from you is on record talking bad about your people.
Women's rights, LGBT, Q rights. He talking about like he don't believe in their rights and stuff like that. He believe in like, I guess like what was it? Basically like gender roles or something. And then it was like just a whole bunch of stuff like he said, being happy that, Trump came out. Oh, Trump almost said the N-word. I thought he was going, I was like, he was this close. And I was like, yeah.
Like how how do you surround yourself by the same people you keep saying you not this, you not that, but you surround yourself by the people that are for this and for that?
Because for me, bro, he's trying to, and
I hate that excuse.
What it seems like,
I love everybody.
Bro. Yeah, that's what it is. He kept saying, "I love everybody," and that's what he's trying to.
But these people ain't changing their views though.
He's trying to. Well, we don't know yet. I'm gonna wait till they come out and say something. Now, hold on. Now, I'm not. What I'm saying is, let me get this clear. What I'm saying, I don't know what they told him to get him to feel comfortable with them. On top of his reasonings to say I can have these people around me that been canceled. All the thing they have in common right now is like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and they clicking up because they all been canceled. Now, what they done told each other and what they walking in and what they walking with, I don't know.
We don't know the details behind the scenes of what they.
But I will say it does look very suspicious. Well, not suspicious. It looks crazy when it comes down to like the point that me and you was making earlier about the Jewish community and how that dude was saying like every race kind of not likes us or have this view about us. It does look crazy if I'm a Jewish person to see a person that is like a white supremacist linking up with a black man, linking up with a person who also may or may not feel the same way, talking about pedophilia and all this other stuff. Now, it doesn't look right that they all linked up to say stuff about Jewish people. They kind of work. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they was kept like we the Avengers. He kept saying that, like we the new Avengers here.
Like, no, it's not. It's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good. And then when you have Kanye, who repeatedly says I'm not anti-Semitic, but then he keeps using that same language that can be seen as anti-Semitic, as like I know that he's now starting to point people out, like Rahm and who else Rahm Emanuel, Netanyahu.
Yeah. He kept having that lady call up.
But like saying stuff like the Jewish media, like there's nobody else controlling the media other than Jewish people, and like talking about how they screwing people over the industry, even though he screwed people, like his own people over.
Still waiting on their master.
Like to move it towards that, like just like
hypocrite.
Is hypocritical. It's like I'm gonna point out their mistakes and what they doing, but like I'm not gonna own up.
Because as long as he say Jesus Christ, as long as he say those little talking points, he'll be all right.
Yeah, that's what's dangerous, man.
It's amazing to me, bro. I think he called Obama Jewish. It's like something about he wasn't the
She
first.
said Trump was being controlled by Jared Kushner. He Jewish.
Yeah.
I think Rahm Emanuel is the one that was next to. You're like, but what about other people in their cabinets? Like, what are they? You think they didn't have a voice?
Bro, he said something, bro. They was talking about something, bro. He was like, Germany had a really cool leader at one point. I was like, yo, what is going on? The thing that got me, he said Hitler has redeeming qualities. That was the one for me. Now, you want to call Hitler interesting, I'm with you. Yeah. You want to call him like, a great man as far as the aspect of something. He did something like started a whole war and he did it on top of these things. By all means, to call him.
You want to talk about his strategy.
You want to talk about military strategy.
Whatever.
You want to talk about how amazing it is for him to have been allegedly on meth and still was able to run like an army and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nobel Peace Award candidate. He was voting. You want to talk about certain stuff that he did that's interesting. By all means, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
But to say he had redeeming qualities,
that makes it seem like,
yo, like Kanye.
And what's crazy is like I know initially that the idea, like what Van Lathan was talking about, there was more take to it when he talking about he loved Hitler that made sense.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm seeing like all this other stuff come out, I believe that happened. You know what I'm saying?
You saying he's gonna name the album and stuff after Hitler or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because at first I was like, when I see that stuff, I was like, oh, that's just a hit piece.
That's
That's
gotta
ad
be
stuff. Yeah, they just add shit.
that's gotta be crazy to be in that room and hear him talk about Hitler, and like years go by and you know what he on, and then just to actually see it years later, like I'm like, yo,
bro, he really.
which is crazy because if anything, Harvey Levin, he Jewish, like they was looking out for you then, because if that would have got out back then,
yeah,
because you wasn't even set up like you were right now.
Ooh, yeah,
that would have got out by then, you would have really had a problem.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be billionaire yet.
But he had a deal. I think he was a billionaire then.
I think he had Adidas deal that made him billionaire then.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
so he was still
but he still. I think that was new.
I mean, he was still in the position he's
Yeah,
in where he
yeah.
wouldn't got money if they canceled him.
But this is also showing us why we need to build our own stuff. That's the difference between being worth $1 billion and having $1 billion.
Yeah, that's absolutely. I mean, he's like, that's why I don't understand that. Go back to the Kyrie thing we was talking about, why people crying about freedom of speech and all that stuff. It's like it's not his company.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's just not. And and then you got to think how bad it looks for a person to say something anti-Semitic, whether you agree with it or not.
Yeah.
For a company that was founded by Nazis.
You can't do that.
You can't.
Germany itself spent the last 80 years apologize for that. They don't play nothing about that.
They don't have like swastikas there.
No.
You can't even have no posters, no signs, no none of that shit.
So for this man, this black man who we know Hitler didn't fuck with.
Yeah. As far as like what?
Us as a race.
Oh, no, he ain't like us neither.
No, he didn't like us. For this man to be riding for Hitler like this is concerning.
Yeah.
Concerning. When Germany themselves like, we don't want nothing to do with this man. We ain't had no swastikas. We ain't got no statues. None of that. I don't know how you defend it.
It was the redeeming quality.
This man got redeeming qualities. Nazis are cool.
He said, I'm a Nazi. But even when he said the part, I'm a Nazi, he was just being.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, like Alex Jones was still trying to say, he was like, hey, you just saying, I know you saying you a Nazi and stuff, but Nazis are bad. He kept trying, like Alex Jones kept trying to tell him that story about, he was trying to tell that story about his father actually meeting the Nazis and saying how bad they were.
Death camps. And
all that stuff.
Told him about the death camps, about his grandfather writing him letters about going to these death camps, and Kanye West still like the Holocaust didn't happen.
He was like, I'm a Nazi. Then it was the thing that he said when he said all that. What did Ye say? He said, I know you saying that for trolling. I know you just being a troll. He said, no, I'm not. That was he kept like Alex kept throwing him a bone, and he was just like, I don't need it. So no, I'm not. I'm being honest, And I get that you want to love everybody. I'm not tripping over that, bro. Love everybody, but to say that Hitler, that's where you just can't.
You can love people from a distance, bro.
It didn't happen like that, and he has redeeming qualities. I'm a Nazi. I'm a
I mean, if that's not anti-Semitic, I don't know what it is.
I love Hitler. That's rough.
That's a tough decision. That's a tough position to argue from.
I love everybody. Then you get up there making fun of some dude. Hey, you ain't gonna tell me. So you just having an episode, bro. So I blame less of Kanye and just people who keep putting the mic in his face and people who keep
could give him his platform.
Mm-hmm. And people who keep just like riding with him. I mean, that energy that people get him is gonna get him killed. Like that. I told you the scariest part of that interview, or the interview that they had me the most. The part of the interview that had me the most worried when he was like, "Come get me right now, all you thugs and people who ain't gangsters. I'm waiting on it. I'm ready to see my mama, or I want to see my mama."
Yeah. That's the scary part.
I was like, "What?" That's when when
people start getting talking like that.
That's when you really. That's when I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he said something earlier that alluded to him being kind of like a martyr or something.
Which I
can't quite remember how he put it. Can't remember how he quite put it, but it was like he was like saying, basically, when something happened, then somebody else would do something.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, this man is on a different time right now.
That's scary, bro. I think that'd be the worst if he dies. And then try to make it mysterious, and they can try to make him a martyr. See that.
It wouldn't last long.
Mm.
Like you see how quiet they are now about the things they're doing. So if something did happen, it'll be good for like a couple of weeks. Same thing with any other celebrity. Every time something happened to a celebrity, they go back to a few of his songs or his video or something he said a long time ago, and they were like, "Oh, look here, this is a
Yeah.
sign here," and it's like, well, you
In
know,
retrospect,
yeah.
then it's like easier to put together.
Mhm.
This what I was saying earlier, this notion that he was like, this is all part of his plan, and you know everything's working out in his favor and everything. I think is part of the problem. You know that we gave him that label of genius, and he kind of just ran with it, but nobody like checked him. Like we think you a genius musically, like that's where you earned your genius. But he just takes that label of genius and he's like, well, that means I'm good at social economic policy too. I'm good at, you know, I can handle that too. And it's like somebody should have checked him and like just pull him to the side, like Kanye, that's not your gift, my man. It's with the music. And it's not saying you can't have a hand in that kind of stuff, but as we can see, this man can't handle all this information.
Mm-hmm.
And
he can't decipher between the information. He doesn't cross-reference none of the information. It doesn't seem like he cross-referenced none of the information that's given to him.
Yeah.
It's like he has people he somewhat trusts to give him information, and he accepts it. And I think that's only based upon the energy he gets. Seems like the same energy they get, so it seems like they're allies in the same fight. So
he's really just going off of, like you said, his gut.
And
you know what
I'm saying? You dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with, so we're friends. You dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with.
And
so.
I think I'm right. So if you going through that, then you know there must be some truth behind this.
And if you bring God into it, now it's religious. Now I love you for who you are, even though you said these things. They condemned you for having free speech.
Right.
So
and people keep putting the mic in my face, so I must be on to something.
But I ain't seen him double back to none of these platforms he's been at.
That's true. He running out.
You know what I'm saying? He running out.
And every time he go on another platform, he got to up the ante, make another name.
Let's not get out of here without talking about what he did to get kicked off of Twitter.
Oh, hey. I mean, that though, what are you gonna do next though? After the swastika?
Cause I seen a T-shirt that he had the thing, the Star David with the
swastika around.
No. He had the cross in the middle of it. I was like, okay, I thought that was strange, but I was like, whatever. But that was a while back. Well, I think it was a while back. And now he got the Jewish with the swastika in the middle. Ugh. Now that's nasty.
That's nasty work, That's nasty work.
That's probably that.
And I guarantee you, you're gonna start coming after Elon. Oh, the Jewish media got the Elon now.
Elon's like, bro, I got to.
He's like, bro, like
I got enough going on,
he said, bro. You forced my hand. Like,
bro, and he only suspended you for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
So he'll be back again. So,
I mean, if you could do something like that, just 12-hour suspension, boy.
That's a rough one for me.
Yeah.
It's only rough because, again, it's one of them things that he, like, contradicted himself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you said earlier about, you know, these people, you know, say these things about me, but, you know, NASA was fine about this. He was bringing up comments that was fine about Jewish people, and then, or what was it, Nazis or whatever. And he was saying, like, these people are still out here doing this and the third.
Mm-hmm.
But then to not understand that things change or symbols change or brands change, and then to do that, to be divisive, as if you didn't know that swastika means
what it means.
Yeah, what it means. If you think if you're saying these things can't change or shouldn't change, and people should be offended about these things, and then you go over here and do this, in the attempt, it seems like, to change the meaning of it.
Yeah, you still recognize what power that has.
Yeah, you using it.
Yeah, and then you can't understand why they coming at you or how they feel some type of way.
Like he only used techniques that's for his benefit.
Yeah,
but it's so blatant.
Like I will say that like I was talking to you earlier, like seeing Kanye talk really puts like a framework around a lot of the conversations I've had online, and where people, like, it seems like if you're not secure in what you saying or whatever, or you're not really as knowledgeable as you're saying, you'll just kind of shotgun information at people instead of like sticking on one point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like I used the example the other day where I was like, we both talk about a chair, and my point is that chair cannot hold 200 pounds. And that person will respond with, well, it can hold two people. And I was like, well, can it hold 200 pounds? And you say, well, it was manufactured by IKEA. And I was like, okay, but can it hold 200 pounds? Like we both talking about the chair, but you're not really addressing what I'm saying right now. So Kanye, you'll challenge Kanye directly, and he'll sidestep it with something else.
It's crazy how he sidesteps. Like
Yeah.
though he does that, you give him a little bit too much credit on his how
He'll just
intentional about that, because you can do that. Like, say you asked me about that chair, he would be like, okay then, but I opened the door last week.
just something like,
Yeah, it's like, bro, we weren't even talking. Like,
yeah,
Alex Jones did that multiple times where he was talking about Farrakhan. That's what
yeah,
it was. He kept trying to bring back.
Rahm Emanuel's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you're not talking about that. He's gonna say, what was that phone call between you and Farrakhan? And he started bringing up my man's wife. So, well, you need help with designer. He said, yeah, cool. Farrakhan. Then he went back into some other. It's like, we didn't even start with that.
Yeah.
So that's another issue I have. It's like, yo, and it's not my issue really with Kanye. It's the people that follow.
ride for him. Yeah.
It's like, yo,
We
bro,
gotta get rid of the celebrity worship, man. Like these are not the ones, especially this one. Like because that's part of the issue is like, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to see a black man torn down, and we know that black people don't always get a fair shake when it comes to certain things. But for me, like I said, you gotta judge a person as a whole, and we got a finite amount of energy, and we can't ride for everybody. And this one right here is not the one for me to ride for, given his entire history.
And I disagree with you on that point. I disagree with the idea that we need more black leaders. I don't think we do. I think the problem with the community is we aren't too much for a leader. We want it too much.
We wait for a leader to be galvanized.
We need systems.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem. Like, other coaches have systems
to where they don't
need a leader.
Like, I don't really think of like other leaders and stuff when it comes to
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Other coaches, you know what I'm saying?
They may have some, but it's how
the system is set up for them to work. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need the Malcolm X's and the MLKs and the Marcus Garveys, because they like come in with an idea, and it's like we can galvanize around them.
But it's like, really, they become too much of a leader, and they become a person that people follow.
Yeah.
That's one reason why I like Batman, especially the what's my man? That was a director named Nolan.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan, Batman, because he wrote the dialogue. Like, one of my favorite things they say, he said, a man can be broken, but a symbol, no matter what, no matter you can beat it, you can do whatever. A man can die, but this symbol, what this mean, can't.
Yeah.
And it goes back to that swastika. Like, he needs to be careful with shit like that, because that shit still holds a lot of meaning.
What was originally Japanese was meant for freedom or something. It was meant like
something else, and it changed like that.
Nope.
So
it's a wrap for that.
It's a wrap for that. But like, that's what the black community needs, as far as like, they need a symbol, not really a symbol, but guidelines on how to get us out of the situation that
we need to work on that system.
And
we can have figureheads and stuff like that, but
it's okay to have them.
I don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is we need, like, not maybe like black leaders is like a bad word, but like more. We need better examples, and for people that knows like how to get us to the next step. And we need people. We need to do a better job like creating a system to get us to that next step, like other coaches do, where they have that. But I understand it's easy for them because they had a leg up, but they had these systems in place where they don't need to rely on like figureheads to like be galvanized and all this other stuff. Like I was saying, like what you just said, I really can't think of like leaders of movements from like other coaches like that.
The system, bro.
I know like conquerors and stuff like
that.
Yeah,
that's different. I wouldn't equate those.
I don't know who to equate MLK for white people. Like they really never needed that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I can think of was George Washington, and that's just because they just made him the commander. That's not really like somebody.
So a lot of that, but they still have like somewhat of a history. I think ours come from not having one.
Yeah.
And the one that we have is like of leaders and how they walked and moved and or units of stuff like. And they even some of our culture comes from the fact that we was over here with Europeans and stuff. So it kind of comes with that too. But we can start our own. Like I do want to start getting that African American heritage flag, just getting stuff like hoodies and shirts and stuff like that. I mean, to be honest, we can create our own. But this is what happens when we don't have a system. We end up falling behind any and everything, stuff like this. This is what makes us divided, because it's easy to get divided on stuff that we don't know nothing about. Yeah, and if Kanye, if we have a system in place and Kanye is like doing this stuff right here, we'll look at the system and be like, okay, well, he's not doing that, but that doesn't go. So he's violating these three part of the system. So we don't need that. It's easy to like throw something to the side when we know what we're supposed to be doing.
We're solid. Because I mean that's a good point. I mean we're not really solid. That's why when some like in a lot of instances we're desperate for like something to look up to or something like that. So
be part of something bigger than ourselves.
Right. So if we already believe something, or if we feel a certain way about some people, like, and especially when we don't have like the most insight into like other cultures and stuff like that, it's easier for us to buy into some of the stuff like he's saying because it sounds true, it feels true,
and I don't have to do no. And then we in a society of where we allow other people to think for us.
Right.
So I don't need to think.
And a lot of people think, oh, he's the genius. He's been this successful. You know what I'm saying? And if you already have like a mentality of like, it's not about capitalism or whatever, and it's about secret organizations, stuff like that. A lot of the stuff he gonna say is really going to like hit for you, and you're gonna ride for it.
Yeah, that's all. Just everybody's a hypocrite
when it comes down to it.
Yeah, this period. Because you'll listen to Kanye and say that he's a musical genius, but won't listen to Bill Gates, even though he's a genius. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, or any other genius, or any other person that is smarter than you because they went against your ideas. But I don't understand how people don't see their own cognitive bias.
Yeah, I mean, because it's about confirming and being comfortable at that point. I already feel comfortable thinking that, you know, these people are into some chicanery at the top and they got everything controlled because I'm not succeeding. So it's easy.
So now that like he said, all I got to do is say, all I got to do is defend it by using qualities that other people always say.
Yeah.
Which goes back to stigma.
So what do you think about some of the points like them
That's
saying?
That's a good way to make that come. Yeah. The fact that it already exists. People use that to defend the fact that
we should have cut that other footage. Just chopped it up so it make most of the issue hard. But what do you think about some people saying like that they didn't come, like corporations weren't counseling him stuff when he was saying stuff like slavery was a choice.
Man, that's our fault. We keep listening to him. That's our fault, bro. We spent like, I think they said we spent like $2 trillion, like just black people, just like 1 year just on consumer goods, just like just regular stuff.
Yeah.
So you can stop, like at any point we can put our money together and not do some of these things.
Yeah.
Like you're right, these companies didn't because we didn't make them. We make them, like the consumers make the companies do stuff.
Yeah.
Not like they can get us to move. They do stuff to get us to do certain stuff so they can get profit off of it.
Yeah.
But if we stop doing it, and then they like,
they don't have a reason to do it.
So,
unless it's super blatant, they don't really have it. Because if something's super blatant, it's just bad for optics, and they're not gonna go for it. Like if you have the example of Donald Sterling, who was a Jewish man who owned the Clippers, right? And he got called on the phone saying, "I don't want you hanging out with them niggers." He got banned from the NBA. He
didn't really just say that neither. Yeah. He just said, you know, I don't like hanging around them guys. Yeah. Like, you know, don't bring them to the game.
He had to go because that's easy to see. You got a white man alluding to like he got a problem with black people. So that's quick and easy. But with the Kanye thing, you got a black man speaking about black issues. And then you got black people split among them trying to do the Kanye West thing.
Yeah.
So
it's like, you're making.
So it's like, do we as if we a white corporation, do we jump in and cancel this black man, or how do we handle this situation?
See, for that let's go back a few times. That's because they always, I don't like that neither. Black people act like, you know what I'm saying, people who do stuff to us don't get, you know, chastised neither. Like Roseanne lost her show. That says they changed the show name,
and that was after what
she called somebody that looked like she said that somebody like a monkey.
Let me tell you something, which is even crazier. Remember there was a picture of her a while back when she was dressed like Hitler and she had like a baking sheet of cookies.
Yeah,
I don't think anything happened.
I told you because it I guess our theory only
it's hit and miss. It's hit and miss, man. It's hit and miss, bro. So you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, bro. So like it ain't sure she said something about like black. They took her show, and she was in a Hitler outfit with the cookies, dog.
But
And
they say
and my man, that makes sense. That my man was talking about them baking cookies. What was Nick
Fuentes?
Yes, he was talking about them cookies. So yeah, bro, it's like those I don't know, but black people have got our just due.
Yeah.
Now we don't get as much as we should.
I think once it's gotta, because anytime there's like any nuance and they can like kind of
Rachel Nichols. Rachel Nichols off ESPN.
Oh yeah, she had to go. Cause that's out and open. That's too blatant for them to be like, nah, we can't just write that off.
I'm saying, bro, I'm saying, like, I agree with what you're saying. Because you saying it was a black issue and I'm a white company, so what should I do?
Yeah, what should I do? Because if I just X this black man, then that has a certain
there's
level.
a half that's okay with it, and there's a half
that's gonna be a half that's not.
Yeah.
So
you may be right on that.
I'm gonna just step off and they're like, there's division between them, so they ain't even got it resolved. So
yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So why would I?
That's a good point. I ain't looking at it like that.
Now if Kanye was on that, if they would have released that Nazi footage of him saying like that, then that's a black man talking about Jewish people. They was like, okay, well.
And he also was like, man, I can say anti-Semitic things and still
2 days later
Adidas can't drop me.
Which is funny because he got this is all part of his master plan. Kanye managed to get all his contracts at once by one tweet. And then the next day he's like, I've been humbled. Yo, God is humbling me to show me. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you, if he's in that control, you don't get humbled for stuff going according to plan.
That's a fact, bro.
That's not how it works. You don't apologize.
I say they're not gonna what's that? I was like, man, you don't apologize when you say that. He said, well, apologizing is normal. Yeah, but you don't apologize when it's part of the plan.
Yeah.
Well, you don't go out and say, I know I said the George Floyd, I too know how it feels to have a knee on my neck.
You don't say that,
bro. I was like, you
these civil rights, like
comparison.
I know how it feels to be hosed down.
Like, I felt the dogs on my arm.
I was like, because that's why I think that this is about Kanye and his ego. Because he's keep putting himself on the same platform as these great people and like people that's went through like the most hellish stuff. When in all reality, you are still in a very privileged position. You are very wealthy. And you have the ability to change stuff yourself, and he keeps putting himself
and to cultivate the stuff that you like, the people, the following,
right? But he keeps trying to put himself as I'm the victim. If he would have got when he first started, he would have got the approval of white people that he wanted when he was trying to break into the fashion industry. We would not be hearing any of this. It wouldn't be Jewish people's this. It wouldn't be black people this. It wouldn't be White Lives Matter. If he would have got the approval he wanted at the beginning. All this stuff he's saying right now, I don't think he'd be doing. I think he'd be playing the same game other people was doing, still holding other artists' contracts like he was doing. He still ain't gave Big Sean his money. Like, he'd be doing the same stuff he was already doing.
Money.
But now that it's blown up, I got to make this move. I don't trust this man and his judgment.
I mean, nobody should. Shit. I don't get it, bro. He was just saying stuff, bro. The Instagram is the devil, it promotes prostitution, pedophilia, this and third. Most women did that. It was like, bro, we ain't even talking about that. Then he'll go off and say, I was doing the devil's work, Something with my wife ended up causing me to have threesomes. I wasn't doing the Lord's work.
And then that was next thing we know is posted the picture of Chris Paul, said it was with his wife. I think he just be doing stuff to get attention and like distract from other stuff.
It keeps people from moving from one. Like, it keeps us from digesting the first thing that you just said.
We can't properly
digest what's going on because you keep having shit go on. Because I'm pretty sure by now
you can't convince them confused. This man is just.
I told you, bro. I think Truman. Harry. Was it? What president was that? Truman? Who said that shit? If you can't convince them, confuse them. You get further.
This man, we too busy trying to decipher the last thing he said.
Just accept it.
Yeah.
Just accept it, bro. This is what he said, bro. I love Nazis, bro. Hitler has redeeming qualities, bro. He said it, bro. You put the swastika in the middle of the Star of David. You did that. And for me, the problem is like you're trying to change the meaning of it, even though you didn't want to. When you talk about like other companies that's been founded by Jewish people,
either they have to stay the same. But you can.
They should be demonized for having this origin but this right here is different.
Some of the same companies you chose to work with.
And it's only like small piece. So when this comes out, when they ask him, you know, why did you do this, or whatever, because then he can say like, well, the original meaning of it is this, or whatever. So I'm like, okay.
But what does it mean now?
Whenever you have people like Nazis on the freeway and they saying, you know, Kanye is right.
I mean, that should be a clear indication. Hey, maybe something he's saying is problematic. When you got Nazis who don't like black people saying this black man is right,
Yeah.
something, you know, somebody might see that as a sign. You know what I mean?
Something went terribly wrong. Something went terribly wrong.
Like Clayton Bigsby, bro.
I don't know what we're gonna do, bro. I'm gonna enjoy the ride though.
To me, it's just, you know, because this dude named FD Signifier, he does like breakdowns of like black culture and stuff. And he did like a 2-part piece of like Kanye, and I watched the whole thing, and he really breaks down like where he came from and like some of the tragic things that, you know, led to like what's going on now. And it's just sad to see like he used to be my favorite rapper, man. Like up until like My Dark Beautiful Fantasy.
That's what my shit stopped.
I was like, yo, this dude's the one. This dude's the one right here, man. And then to see that same person who made crack music up there with the MAGA hat and the White Lives Matter and talking about, you know what I'm saying, I love Hitler and stuff like that it's sad, man, and it hurts because I can't even listen. I mean, I've been trying to go back to listen to like Late Registration and College Dropout, and I was like, this man, I don't trust these man's words. Like,
and when you get on, you
All Falls Down was my joint, man.
18 years. 18 years.
Like,
200,000.
200,000 a month that man paying right now. Because here's the thing, though. He used to
I think we should trust the stuff that he's saying because everything that
he did, you know what I'm saying? When he leave to ask for a white girl.
Yeah.
He got Kim Kardashian. Yeah. He fell right into the whole scheme that he was like, yo, this man, but that's what he was striving for.
We got him out of debt, apparently. So I don't know if anybody else is gonna do that. Got your 50-something million?
Yeah, he was in there. And then he just flipped.
You get on, you leave your ass for a while.
All that music about struggle. And I can't even, it's hard to listen to that. Yeah, I'm like, I mentally have to say that this is not the Kanye West right now. I mentally gotta say that to listen to that music. But like, this ain't the same person.
Kanye one of my favorite rappers just because of the cockiness he had. So it's really just like, I like, damn, bro. To see like somebody ego swallow them. I don't think I ever seen that in real life. I see like people egos get them in trouble, put them in position to be humble, but for a person the ego to get that out of hand.
In grade school, when they was teaching about the book The Crucible, you remember that? The Crucible it was a play about the Salem witch trials, and there was a character called John Goody Proctor, or whatever. Goody John Proctor.
We did do that.
And he was one of the dudes that got hanged, and we learned about a tragic flaw. Everybody has a flaw in them that makes them great, but also leads to their downfall. And his was like his pride, because all you had to do was like confess to some bullshit that you like saw somebody in the woods or something like that. But he was on stage and he just couldn't. He was like, my name is my name. Got him X. For Kanye, his ego.
But I think it's out of control though. That's more.
It's too much. Like he can't. It's like an anime character who just unlocked their power, but their body. It's like Deku. You can't handle 100% all for one right now.
I watched that episode. But it's more so for me. It's more like my boy from Black Clover, Asta. Like you got that demon inside you that you keep in pocket. Or Naruto. You got the little fox in you that you keep in pocket. It's yours. It's in there. You have no control over that motherfucker. You only have so much as long as it's behind that gate. Soon as that gate open, or you mad enough,
when he was tapping into it.
When his skin get to burning off, that's Kanye all the time now. It's just he ain't got no. He's
just in
9
fourth
tails.
stage.
Yeah, 4th stage. Yeah,
just chakra cloak. He ain't in one with it.
He probably got like out of the 9 tails, he probably got about like 5 or 6. Get bad.
I'll give him 5. He got 5 tails. He ain't went. But that's scary when you see the full takeover. To me, that's the path to self-destruction.
Whatever the tails he had when he was slapping paint around, that's how many tails he got out. And he's just out, bro. He has no control. There's no, what's my man name? What's his name? Yamato or something?
Yeah, ain't nobody real him.
Ain't nobody to put
with the wood style. There's nobody around.
Jiraiya ain't around to hit that stomach. He on his own, bro. The amazing thing to me to see a person that owe $1 billion and a person that lost $1 billion all on the same platform.
Wait, who you talking about?
When he was on Alex Jones.
Oh yeah.
Alex Jones owe $1 billion. Kanye lost.
$2 billion, what?
Yeah. I think it's worth like 2.4.
Crazy. But at the same time, man,
it's your fault.
He did that. He continues to do that. Make it hard on himself.
It's beautiful.
And like I do think, eventually it'll probably blow over, but I don't. Once you reveal this, no help. Yeah, I don't. Once you reveal this much, I don't know. I don't know, because this ain't like one of them. To me, this ain't. I can explain this away stuff. This is like, we gotta make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
This man's radioactive.
Well, how so though? How much harm do you think Kanye can cause?
To who?
Period. To itself is unlimited, but
yeah, to other people, I think he's just feeding into those like negative stigmas and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like to have, like we said, the Nazis to actually just come on the LA bridge and drop flags and stuff like that. Yeah, that emboldens them.
Yeah.
That's like, okay, we might be getting active.
It ain't just us.
Yeah.
Now we got allies.
Yeah. Do you feel confident enough to come out and open like, we here? So I think that's what he's doing. He's emboldening certain groups of people out there, because now he has like the people that follow Nick Fuentes, they listening to him. People that follow Alex Jones, they listening to him.
And what's the other dude?
Milo Yiannopoulos, who was kind of an outcast. I don't know why he picked him, because after that pedophile shit, everybody was like, ooh, I don't know about this cat.
But he's good as long as he's like with Kanye though.
Yeah. So he's emboldening a lot of people. He got 2 minutes. So, well, we ate up all that out. But yeah.
But what?
We ate up that whole hour of footage that was left. So, I mean, more my whole thing is Kanye's not the one. Like, I know there's a lot of people out there to ride for, but for me, if we check the last 10 years, he's been too problematic for me. Everybody.
For me, Kanye needs help, and the help that he needs is a dose of reality. And the fact that we keep giving him this idea that he's a genius or he's above things that he's doing, or he's so much up there that we can't understand the things that we're doing, is not helping. It's more like a drug. Fame is a drug that he's about to maybe overdose on. Yeah. And I honestly, I don't want to see that happen. Like I said, bro, he used to be. At one time, he was the one. He was like that rap artist that transcended all that. And I think, like in the video, he was saying how that was partly to blame, because even though he was that big, and why he has like some jealousy towards Drake, is he was that big, but he couldn't break that ceiling. Well, that's another conversation. Yeah, we got 1 minute left, so we appreciate you joining us for this hour and us talk about the Kanye situation. Again, we're gonna try to be more consistent, and we got some stuff coming for you like next year. Yeah, man. Let us know how you feel. Comment, subscribe. Let us know how you feel about Kanye and what we said about him. Or if you agree, disagree, or if you want to just add, something else. And as always, mind the gap.